America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big ups. Hello. I didn't even mean to just bring Kuva on at the jump like that, but look at that, how we did it. Big up every single one of you in the house right now. Make sure you are hitting that like, saying hello, partaking the poll. You know the business. But welcome in, everyone, whether you're live or on playback, to episode number 113 of the Immaculate series. Look, I do have some things to talk about. We are going to preview, obviously, less than 24 hours from kickoff, Kuva. So a lot of things to be really excited about, looking forward. Got some not fun things to talk about. We'll get into it. But Kuva, first and foremost,
it's fun if you think about it. It's fun if you think about it.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. It's funny. I'll put it that way. Yeah. Little old me. Guess what? The coconut tree has successfully been shaken, my friend. But Kuva, happy Thursday night. Match tomorrow. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm on your show. It's the vibes are there, man. I'm happy. I like the way the team's playing at the moment. I like the style of football. I'm just in a good place now. Had a few little the argument with Sava resolved, and we're all sound as a pound with each other. Things are good. A lot of other little arguments behind the scenes between people have been put aside. It's turning out to be pretty good at the moment for me. Just
the
enjoy
holiday
it.
Season is not just for giving; it is also for receiving and apparently mending.
Indeed.
Mending is quite a good thing that you can have. But big up everybody in the chat. I see you, Nick Brown, Spurs GCTV, Nate Pies in the house. Good morning to everyone down under. Hope you're having a blessed Friday. Hope your day is zweebrific. I do not like the little moniker that has been going on, but lest I delve into another subject in which I do not really want to talk about. But big up Drula, Richie B. I don't know why y'all keep calling Zweebag. Y'all need to cut that out right now. Bob Down Under. Jacob, good morning. Good morning, Bob Down Under. Hope you're well. Ravi's in the house. Big up Ravi. Isn't it a beautiful quote? We do have some ANGE POSTECOGLOU quotes to go through, so don't you worry. We do have that. As per usual before kickoff, Kuva. Big up Tot Spurs in the house. I see you. How you doing? Jay Randy. Chippy O'Napoli is here. Says, come on, you Spurs. Donovan is not here. Don't worry about Donovan. But big up everybody. Do as Tot Spurs says. Make sure you are hitting a like. All that fun stuff. You know what? I don't even know, Kuva, really how to segue. You know, normally I try to come up with some kind of witty segue. Chewy's not even here.
He's not there because shots have been fired. That's why, isn't it?
Well, I guess you could say that. Now, I haven't directly been addressed by name, but there was something today that I woke up to that I would say made me not so happy. I would say not so immaculate. And you know, the more I deeped it, I was like, I guess it's really not that big a deal. It's really the more that I think about it, like what is an Arsenal fan's what does his opinion about me really even matter, right? But look, for everyone's fair play, look, I'm gonna go ahead and share this with y'all. There's no other way to get to it than to get to it. I was called a few things this morning that I was sent. I was sent a little video of myself. Kuva's name was in there. Again, we weren't directly mentioned by name, but my face was on there, and he did talk about me, my channel with my face. Talked about Tottenham Hotspur fan base, and you know what? It is what it is. I guess Arsenal fans are going to talk. They're going to say what they want to say. I'm really finding trying to find the best, most elegant way to go about this, because again, this is a show that I try to always make immaculate. But look, I was called an idiot and tapped for the acknowledgement and enjoyment of Spurs extending Destiny Udogie. Look, this is more or less kind of how I feel about it in a brief synopsis. And then I want to go through and let y'all hear what was said and see kind of where the Spurs fan base falls on this notion. But yeah, man, was pretty disappointed. Let me share this. Here we go.
Rate him. I'm like, yo, he's up and coming, up and coming up. I didn't overgas him, but up. And now I'm like, nah, man.
People, right? It's called Don Son. Yeah.
So I guess this is the part of his show. Hang on, you can't even see him. Let me do this. So this is the part of his show, I guess, where he's going through his Twitter feed. Much, I guess, kind of like I do, but it's actually his Twitter replies, not bookmarks. So in a reply to someone on Twitter, he uses a screenshot of a video description that I put up. A couple days ago, you may know that we extended Destiny Udogie, and I did a video that day. I said, Happy Destiny Udogie Day. And if you can see that red circle, that's what's circled there on his tweet as a reply to somebody else. So he tweets somebody saying, basically mocking the fact that Spurs fans, I guess myself specifically, wrote Happy Destiny Udogie Day. I didn't realize 4 words was such a so powerful from such a simple man such as myself. Come from Texas. What do I say? How does that echo in the halls of Tottenham Hotspur? I don't know. But look, this man seems to have an opinion, so I want y'all to hear just what was said.
Yeah, good one, mate. You won't slander City for playing the youth today, though, will you? Well, Man City's starting 11 had one teenager in it. That one teenager was Rico Lewis. Yeah, but no, why would I? Youth won a treble. Actually, they didn't. They done 3 in a row, not a treble. Yeah, and they've sold over 4 million of youth. I wouldn't expect you to understand that, seeing as you're all on your knees for Destiny Udogie Day.
So this is the beginning part of what I wanted to show y'all.
Yeah.
So they chuckle, they think it's funny, chuckle, giggle, giggle. It's kind of cool.
Happy Destiny Udogie Day. Oh, I'm not even joking. This is in this guy's bio, bruv. Yeah.
This guy being me, for reference.
Yeah, on his YouTube video.
So there you go. There's my face. Says there's this guy. He references it on his YouTube video.
I'm joking. This is in this guy's bio, bruv. Yeah, on his YouTube video. Right, big up my boy Jolien, because that's Jolien's pinned comment as well. Big up.
So I had this guy's comment up, Joe Leone. The comment reads, Dead Club Kuva, which Kuva, you weren't even involved in this stream specifically. Says Dead Club Kuva talking about feelings and sunshine, winning the league. Yes, I'll be 80 and you'll still be fucking about trying to secure a 3rd spot, is what he says. They find it humorous. Hey, I like banter. Kuva, I think you and I both enjoy a good bit of banter, right?
Absolutely. Fun. Yeah. No problem with that.
No problem with any of this.
Big up my boy Jolien. Come on. Dead Club. Talking about feelings and sunshine. Winning the league, yeah? I'll be 80 and you'll still be fucking crying talking about securing 3rd spot. Hey, that's a sick comment.
Yeah, good banter. Right?
Nothing
Good banter.
wrong there. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's nice.
Yeah, look. Happy Destiny Udogie Day because he signed a new contract. These football clubs are in the bin, man. I swear to.
So the football clubs are in the bin because 4 words that I put underneath my video here on United Spurs of America.
To God. Yeah. Look, we've got our Tottenham back.
And then he pulls up an article which is not related to my video whatsoever. Obviously 2 separate incidents here, 2 separate occurrences.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? You've got your Tottenham back. What are you waffling about? All right, these people are tapped, mate. Yeah.
So the writer of an article, I don't even know what source that was that he pulled up next to my photo, but he says these people are tapped. Obviously meaning me. I just pulled up my face.
That Daniel Levy article is one I don't even agree with.
Right. No, my opinion doesn't matter in this situation, Kuva, clearly, because he then, I mean, we'll listen to it, but he then proceeds to tell me how I see my club or where my club is based on my views as a fan.
Yeah, but again, this is the problem.
Oh.
This is the problem, right? So many people like him.
Him meaning me. So many people like him.
Yeah, and I don't know the fella. I've never watched his videos. My mate.
Hang on, I'll let this play out. I'll let that run again.
Nah, yeah.
The one who's people like him. Yeah, and I don't know the fella. I've never watched his videos. My mate sent me that. Yeah, the one who's commenting.
So the guy who commented sent him that screenshot. He says he's never watched any of my videos. I want to show you something. This is a video you may remember, Kuva, that we were on together. Hang on, I'll make that full screen. So there's a video that I did. And there he is commenting 6 days ago. Six measly days ago, Kuva. So 6 days ago, he's commenting on my video about predefined metrics of success and yada, yada, yada. I reply something like, cool, man. Appreciate you being here. Very cool to see you here. 6 days later says, I don't even know the geezer. He just, I get sent this. So I find that kind of funny. Just an immediate, I guess, contradiction of what he's talking about here. But let's continue.
His comment was pinned, right? So many people like that are doing the PR for the club.
So I'm doing PR for the club by having a little fan channel, by the way. That's what he's saying.
Because that Destiny Adoji might be a good player. Yeah, he might be. He's looked good so far. Still very good so far. But I remember when Vincent Janssen went there. Yeah, and they gassed him up. I remember when Soldado went there. I remember when they signed Eric Lamella and they were hyping him up. Yeah, they've just given that kid a new contract after 14 games in which one, he got 2 yellow cards and sent off and 1 goal. Right, and then all you get out of their fans is, oh yeah, but he had a buyout clause in January and City wanted him. Who told?
So obviously he's going in, you know, talking a little bit about Tottenham, what we're celebrating, kind of giving a grand scheme of things. He's correct. 14 matches for the club, even though we did technically buy him a year before he played for us. But yeah, 14 games for us, one of which he did get a double yellow card and got sent off. That is factual information. That is true.
Who told you that? Oh, Alistair Gold from Football London. Oh, so you believe that then, do you? Yeah, now they're all sitting on their channels and on their Twitter. And,
I like this part.
Oh, Destiny Adoji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey.
I like this. So he's doing a dance, which I'm assuming he's saying is the dance that I was doing, which again would contradict what he said earlier, right? Which is, I've never seen the guy. I don't know who he is.
No,
I mean, I really don't.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it stupidly face value and just say, yeah, he's joining in. Good for him.
I just find it funny. Either he's contradicting himself, which honestly, I don't really give a shit if some Arsenal fan watches my channel or not. I don't make this content for no Arsenal fan, first and foremost. I make it for myself, and I make it for the people that I make the content with, and then the people who are here every day that supports the channel. But look, he wants to use my face, put it on his channel, and he's got a big old channel, big old league gunner talking to little old Jacob, United Spurs of America. What did I do? What did my fandom have to do anything with his opinions on my club? I do not know, but I think it is quite, I don't know if cute is the right word, because I feel like it's more cynical than that. But I feel as well, Kuva, that the man's just chatting out his ass, that maybe it's a slow news day for Arsenal, because if I'm making the rounds, if I'm making the rounds, Kuva, it must be a slow day.
That's all I'll say about it. Slow news day. Look, I've got no problem with Lee Gunner. I've been on the stream with him before. He's decent enough bloke. We had a good little.
I have a lot of friends who like him. I think he's a decent enough guy too. Yeah. Again, I think the problem with the thing he's saying, like bantering, saying, you know, this, that, and the other, but. And a little bit, you'll hear him say that fans like me are idiots, right? That I'm somehow an idiot because of 4 words, or that I have some kind of control over what my club does. 4 little words underneath a video description that didn't get, I think the video got 1,000 views, Kuva. So 1,000 view video somehow is now the reason why my club is tapped, because I said happy Destiny. They're really resorting to pulling a 4-word description and using it's quite funny.
It's idiots, man.
I want to watch that
They're
dance
all
again.
doing
Can we watch the
Destiny
dance
Adoji
again?
on their channels and on their Twitter.
Here we
And
go.
Destiny Adoji. Oh yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey, idiots, man. Yeah.
Idiots, man. Yeah, I love that last part. You can't just banter. You got to actually do something and say, oh, these are idiots. These are Tab fans. These are X, Y, and Z type fans. Honestly, I find it funny. Again,
it's nothing out of context for what you'd expect from rival fans, though, is it? So
I suppose not.
When you get it from your own fans, that's a problem. So if the other Spurs fans are saying that to you, I'll take issue with that. It's a rival fan, though. Who gives a damn, mate? I mean, if he's giving you time of day when, as you're saying yourself, compared to his channel, you're small fry still, aren't you? That's not disrespectful to you, obviously, mate. But yeah, why bother? Why is he so bothered about what you say? I don't get it.
Here's the Lee Gunner fanboy. What this guy reminds me of, Joe Leone. He's the guy, you ever see whales and they have those little tiny fish that just ride it along on the whale and just suck up all the little debris that gets collected on them as they swim through the ocean? Joe Leone, big up. Hope you're having a great day. This is the guy, he's DMing Lee my photo, my channel. So thank you very much, Joe Leone, for the PR, first and foremost. Or I guess secondly, because first and foremost, I hope you're doing well. The only man, I guess, keen enough to go and give us the exact time since we last had our trophy coup, and I think that's quite good, because normally you have to Google something like that, but we got what I'm assuming to be an Arsenal fan right here who'll tell me every single day. Also commenting on the videos. Look, Jolion, I'm just wondering why you worry about me, my friend. Why you worry about what 4 words I put underneath any video of mine? I think it's quite cute and it's quite humorous. Again, I hope you enjoyed the first little part, but to me, it sounds like we got Tottenham are getting under the skin of fans. You know, he's so upset that we signed this kid to a future long-term deal, and he's also like, you know how hard it is to get a guy like Lee to compliment a player. He's like, he's actually shown to be a decent player, and then he points out some facts, which is, you know, he did get 2 yellows and get sent off, but I find it funny that he finds it necessary to pull up, and they're all just having a laugh. Just, ha, 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 this guy said happy Destiny Doggy Day. And really what it is I'm taking a moment and a day to make some content that does include a factor of what my club done business-wise, which is signing a player to a deal, which is pertinent news and information. So again, the way I feel about it is like, y'all are pointing and making jokes at me for what? Celebrating that my team has done something good that I appreciate? In my tweet about it.
Yeah, that is the whole point, isn't it? We're used to seeing things like Eric Dyer get a contract extension. You know, some of the dross we've had for years don't get rid of because they're terrible. Now we get something a little bit more positive with somebody that's showing that he's going to be a really good player for us. The other clubs were also very interested in him. Let's not forget that. There was a name that popped up on the radar of a lot of clubs. We just went in for
making 10 grand. The man was making 10 grand a week. Eric Dyer making 75,000 more pounds, and he don't even play. You got to be looking at that saying, hey, we got to restructure this somehow, some way. And that's why I think Papa Mate Sarr's contract is also being discussed as well.
It's like, why are we supposed to not celebrate things that are good? It's like, you know, slaughter the team when we lose, slaughter us when we draw, slaughter us when we win. When we do make right decisions in the transfer market, that's not good enough. Nah, hell with that. When we get things right, let's have a little bit of backing for the team and just say, you know, that's a good move. Destiny your doggy day. I'm all for it, mate. This is a sign of the kind of player we want to see coming through the doors. More of the same. I think we should big him up. I think he's done really well for us so far, and I really do see a huge, huge future for him.
Yeah, me too. And it brought up actually a good dialogue that I was listening to on some Tottenham Hotspur channels today, which is, you know, is this a problem of something that we've done in the past, Kuva, where we extend these players, the likes of Eric Dyer and Ndombele? We didn't extend Ndombele per se, but in the sense that we sign them to these long-term contracts and that it ends up biting us in the foot when these players turn out to be not interested. and that some may worry now that, oh, well, Destiny Udogie now knows he's set for X amount of years. Do you think that they think he may become lackadaisical in his approach because he knows he's made it? To me, I would argue this contract sees us in security with him as a player here, and also a pay that reflects the amount of work he's been putting into this club. He's become a sure starter right off the bat. And to me, you got to keep your players happy as far as financials go. 10 grand a week. Pablo Montesar playing as many games as he has, that's absolutely shambolic in my opinion. So those are things that we're getting right. And securing him. And another reason why I would say that I enjoyed celebrating the fact that we signed Destiny Udogie long-term was that this tells me a player who is a budding young star in the national team and in our league as well. A lot of rival fans have taken notice. Lee Gunner just admitted he has been a sturdy little player, something along those lines. So people have taken notice of how good he is. If he's on a really shit contract with some kind of release clause, or, you know what I'm saying? These are things you want to rewrite the contracts. You want to reward him for what he's doing. And to me, I like the fact that Destiny Udogie, as a young budding star, has looked at this project and said, yeah, I'm willing to sign up long-term for that. To me, what that shows me is that we're not a dead club, that we have some promise, that we have something showing for us. And you know what? I really don't think it's a bad thing that I enjoyed it, because to me, life is about enjoying the little things. Is that the big picture? Is that the big goal? No, Kuva. We both know this. We know what the end goal is. We want to see trophies. We want to see us challenge for the Premier League. Maybe even nick it one day. Challenge for FA Cups. Nick it. Same thing with Champions League. You never know what we could do. But the thing is, I'm seeing signs of hope for that, and being poked and made fun of for seeing signs. I find that as actually flattery, and I think it means that we are doing something right. Because if we were the same old, they would just say, oh, yeah, look at them. Just let them have their fun. For me, I think it's more of we're kind of scared of what ANGE POSTECOGLOU may bring to this club, because we're starting to see the foundations of that. You think about some of these players. I don't know what we got on Mickey Van de Veen, Ashley Phillips. We also signed that young Croatian kid to a 5-year deal, and he's not even going to come here for 2 years. We are doing these deals with these young kids, locking them up, trying to build a foundation here at the club. And honestly, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So when rival fans take the piss out of it, to me, that means clearly something's worrying you a little bit. I mean, this guy says scared of Spuds, but you can't even beat us in your own backyard. Keep laughing, my friend. You know what I mean?
Also, like the comments like, I don't care what Spurs fans think. And then they turn up on a Spurs channel. So clearly you do, don't you? Yeah, I don't mind all the banter to go with it. But I mean, from my point of view, this is a long-term thing. I said last season, I probably would have agreed with a lot of things Lee Gunner said. I was really negative about my team. I didn't see the way we were going. I hated the manager. I didn't like the style of football we were playing. I didn't see any long-term plan on or off the pitch. I saw unhappy players. I saw a miserable Sonny on the pitch. Nothing was right, to the point where I stopped watching. I'd rather watch a movie last season than follow the team that I've been following for like the last 45 years. So for me,
we lost our Kuva. Dark days.
I remember
our Kuva.
I remember at that time saying quite clearly, what I need right now is a manager to come through the door that plays a style of football I find worth watching. For a start, if we get that, I am going to back him to the ends of the earth. And when I say I'm backing him, that does mean I'm not questioning him this season. He's got free carte blanche. He can just go for it. As long as I'm seeing that attempt to play the football I'm expecting, I'm backing the man. I am 100% in on Ange, all in. So what is keeping me off the usual bandwagon of Levy out that I was on the last few seasons is I see those changes that we've made alongside it. I see the fact that we've crushed that wage cap we put on the youth team players, which will encourage us to bring in better quality players into the academy and develop them. And I now see the other teams, the academy teams, playing that same style of football that's set by the first team. This is something I've been asking for a very long time.
You
Now,
and me
so
both,
for
brother.
me,
Yeah.
when I see these change, we've also got the head of the ex-head of academy for Man City, wasn't it? I believe he was.
Yep, that's true. I don't
We've
know his
also
name.
brought in the exciting scout or director of football, or someone along those lines. The chap from Villa, anyway, he's been made a lot of great signings for them. We're doing these things that I think were needed. We signed Maddison. We've been crying out for a creative player, consistently creative player with a goal threat up front. He's come in and done that. We bought the likes of Van der Ven, Udogie, 2 players, Porro. We were talking for seasons about needing pace in the team, especially at the back. Now we've got it. These are things in place. Now, does this get backed up by Levy? I don't know. Nobody knows. You could look at the history and say it's not going to happen because it never has before. Or we could say we've made some serious changes here. I like where this is going. I'm going to stash my sniper rifle in the long grass and just go over and join the party this season. That's all I'm doing. I'm enjoying myself. And I make no apologies.
You bastard, Kuva. How dare you?
This is what, for me, football is all about. I don't sit here thinking, oh my God, I'm a sports writer. I've got to get all these facts right. I'm not on Sky TV as a presenter. I'm not a pundit. I'm not going out and telling people to put bets on air because this is definitely going to happen. All I'm doing is I am a fan, being a fan, on a fan show on YouTube. And if people have got a problem with that, guess what? They can kiss my ass.
I like that, Kuva. And Joe Leone comes in here and says, Jacob, you seem like a decent bloke, to be fair. I'm not a Lee Gunner fanboy. I'm Lee's mate. Big up to you. Hope you're having a blessed Udogie Day. That was a few days ago. It's no longer Udogie Day. We didn't sign anybody, but it says, raise your standards, 15 years and counting. And I'm curious, Joe Leone, if you're still here, what me being excited, or excuse me, what me enjoying us locking up Udogie long term, I want to know how that has anything to do with standards. Am I supposed to be upset? Damn it, we signed Udogie and didn't win a trophy today. That was an L. Bro, there's no trophy to win on that day. But what we did do was we signed a player. So again, I just don't understand the notion, Kuva, that like let's all laugh at the guy for saying happy destiny, 4 words, and apparently that has anything to do with fucking standards at a club in England. I don't understand the correlation. I feel like they're just using me as a spoke in the tire to run over the fans, right? Just to say, oh, this is, look at the fan base. They're celebrating signing a player rather than no trophies. The fuck am I supposed to celebrate today, my guy? First of all, we're not even playing in any matches. And secondly, the European matches were pretty dead from what I saw, pretty bored. So why would I even tune in for that boring shit show? And then thirdly, I would also say, why does it matter me being like, yay, we signed Udogie, doing this stupid ass little dance in front of his, how many ever subs he has. And to me, it's just like, I get it. That's what you are, is to create content. You're Arsenal. I like the tribalism personally, you know, an Arsenal fan going at a Spurs fan. I like that aspect of it. But the part where calling me an idiot and saying I'm tapped or my expectations are low because I'm celebrating us doing something good, or something that I at least perceive as good. Honestly, the guy says,
yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my response to this one would be, okay, so what if we don't sign Udogie on a new contract? We keep him on state. So supposing we signed him for 2 years, kept him on 10 grand. How is that going to benefit this club? How is it going to benefit him watching him improve and get better, which people say he's a good player? What are we going to do then? Let his contract run down and somebody just comes in, gets him on a free, offers him a proper wage? How is that going to have benefited us now? I fail to see any benefit in criticising the club for doing something that's a positive for the long term. So I'm backing it. So let's have a doggy day. In fact, let's have a doggy day every year, Jacob. on
that day that we signed him. Day last year we signed Destiny Udogie. Come on, don't we all want to dance with Udogie? Big up Joe Leone. I appreciate you saying it. I'm as authentic as I can be, but again, I like the bantering of the club. I'll put it that way, Joe Leon. When Arsenal fans come in here and they like to poo-poo on my club, I find it fun. And they like to poo-poo on me and my takes. I find it fun. And to me, that's part of the game. I'm out here at recess. Sometimes you fall and you scrape your knee, metaphorically speaking. But in this sense, they're just like, look at that guy in the playground enjoying himself. What a bastard. It's like, bro, don't worry about me, all right? Worry about your damn self. Your club's in shambles. You don't even celebrate when Kai Havertz scores a game winner. And you're talking to me about standards. Like, I would just smile more often is my only thing. Like, I personally don't have enough in me that is not happy to not smile. If Eric Dyer would have scored a game winner versus Chelsea, you're damn right I'm celebrating it. No matter how much I hate the guy, no matter how much Eric Dyer is a beacon of everything that is wrong with this club. But if he scores a game winner, I'm still going to celebrate. To me, I would never tell anyone how to be a fan, but I also don't appreciate when people tell me how to be a fan. Joe Leon. So when you say to come in here and raise my standards, bro, personally and respectfully, you don't fucking know me. Lee Gunner, he don't fucking know me. None of you motherfuckers. Kuba know me better than half y'all. I'm gonna say actually 95% of y'all. So he don't even know what my standards are of the club. We're just enjoying what we're seeing. And if that upsets people, long may it continue to do so, because again, I've always said no one man or a group of people's opinion can change or sway the way I feel about my club. So people laughing at me saying, oh, Destiny you doggy day, and doing a little dance. Hey, keep it up. I enjoy it. I like it. And I found it quite funny. So I appreciate it. Again, Joe Leon, keep sending him clips. Send him this if you want. I don't really give a shit. I didn't even tag him in my tweets. I didn't tag him in this video. I didn't make no clickbaity thumbnail. I'm not doing I didn't create this channel to banter with some Arsenal fan who has a big channel. I could give two fucks about that man and his channel personally. But when I wake up and I see people saying, oh, he's having a go at the things that you're saying, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm like, here, look at this video, go to this number, and you'll see him talking about you. Your face is on his show. He doesn't reference your name, but his face, I'm okay. I wake up, let me see what this is about. And I see it. And at first I'm like, oh, wow, Lee Gunner, he's talking about me. Then he says, I don't know this guy. I just got sent this. I'm like, bro, 6 days ago, like I showed, I can pull it up full screen if you need me to. 6 days ago, commenting on my channel, a video on my channel, talking to me about standards, etc., which he's always welcome to comment. But again, don't lie. Don't say you ain't know me when you were just on my channel commenting. Clearly, you know of the channel name to have commented on said channel, in my opinion. That's just me. But look, there's more I could talk about this, but I'm going to choose to say, hey, we should look forward to Nottingham Forest, because tomorrow we begin that. When you say we don't know what your standards are, I think I do. Again, keyword there, you think. Yeah, exactly. Keyword is think you do. Yeah, I think I know the ways to make $1 million tomorrow. Does that mean I'm correct in my methods? No. But big up. You have shown that. I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow to send you the latest day since your last draw. Hey, big up. I appreciate that little daily reminder, because again, you are right. We did not win a trophy, Kuva. We didn't win a trophy today. We didn't win a trophy yesterday either.
There's things Julian here has said, and big up to him for coming on and giving comments on.
Big up.
Yeah. But there's things he said that are true. In the last few years, I myself thought we were a banter club. You looked at what happened towards the end of last season, where it looks like we've got no director of football, no manager, star players going to leave. You know, we're literally falling apart at the seams. And then you watch that result at Newcastle, where we conceded back 1 billion goals in 20 minutes. And I instead of not watching, I had to log on to actually see what was going on. And you know what? I was laughing at it. How can we? It's so ridiculous when you get into that such a bad state. So as much as I thought we were the banter club back then, this season, I am seeing a complete shift in things. We're at the beginning of it, and I do see a vision. I do see a way forward now. The only thing I'm going to do that some people don't like, and others will, is when I say I'm backing the manager, I really mean it. I am not doubting his decisions. I'm not going to sit there criticizing him, saying, oh, he's naive, or nobody would ever do that, or it was lunacy what he decided to do. No, I think he's got good reasons for all those things he's been doing. The thing is, as us fans, we are not going to know why he does each one of those. But I do trust him with his reasoning for it. I do trust him with the likes of Lo Celso getting substituted. And lots of people go, oh, you can't take Lo Celso off. From my point of view, against West Ham, for example, from my point of view, what I saw was Lo Celso having a decent first half and then run out of steam. He wasn't running around anymore. His passing had slowed down. He was taking an age on the ball. So Ange thought, I've got to change it up. Who have I got left? Unfortunately, when you got what you got left is Skip, at least you know you're going to get some energy into the midfield. And for a little bit, we improved just because that energy level. He was getting up and down the pitch. He was putting in some tackles. Ultimately, it didn't work, but that is a squad issue at that point. That is on the club, that part. I'm not going to back down from my stance on the manager, though. We've got the right one in place as far as I'm concerned. It's a style of football worth persevering with, and I think we're going to get some success out of it. So, yeah, we've been a banter club for quite a while. We really deserved it, really have, and that is hugely on the board. Now, I'm not going to forget that, but why should I keep firing shots at them when I see they're doing things that could be turning this around now? They're doing positive things I've been asking for. So, let's see it. I'm in a good place now with where we're going. Even if we don't sign anyone in January, it could turn out to be that difficult. Something has happened to me that's given me perspective on these things now. And this is this moving house saga that a lot of people will now have been going through. And I've realised just how long it takes to do things, from move to one house to another, and how much you have to rely on somebody else in that chain of events to do their part first before you can get what you want. Now, that may be the case in January. If it is, it's going to be difficult to watch, but I will grit my teeth and think there may be reasons for that. What I will be angry with is if we go into next summer and at the end of the transfer window in the summer, we've not done significant improvements again, like we did last summer. If that happens, I'm back on the Levy out wagon. Until then, I'm back in what's happening because I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too, my friend. I'm enjoying every little bit of it. I'm also enjoying the Arsenal fans here in the chat because you're going to like this part. ANGE POSTECOGLOU, in response, when asked if he was keeping an eye on Champions League results because of how it could impact the chances of a 5th place spot being awarded to the Premier League, he said, no, not really. I'm not aiming for a 5th spot, mate. So we'll see. I like that. I like that. And you know what? If me liking that quote makes me some kind of a PR merchant for my club, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My opinions on the club, for some reason, people believe I have some sort of butterfly effect about me, Kuva, where I flutter my wings. If I had chosen a different 4 words as a description of my video, then maybe my club would have won a trophy that day. But hey, can't control that in my opinion. And you know, honestly, ANGE POSTECOGLOU had a lot to say about a lot of different subjects. I do have some of them here, but this was obviously something I want to talk about. Mickey Van de Veen. Oh, hang on, my layout's all fucked. Mickey Van de Veen has stepped up his recovery efforts by doing individual work with a ball back on grass. Ball back on grass. That's per Paul O'Keefe. He then goes on to say, expected return date may be Burnley FA Cup, Kuva. For the first FA Cup round, we might get Mickey Van de Veen back. Good news, expected news. Do you think he could be back maybe a little bit sooner than, because I know they're throwing around February as well. Madison's going to be out to about February as well.
I'm not going to say good news. I'm going to say hopeful news, because let's face it, we anybody that's followed football or sport in general is going to know about the problems associated with hamstring tears, and you do not want to rush those back. As we're going to have to be really careful with him, otherwise it could turn into a long-term issue. It's wrecked careers from some players. Let's hope all is going well and he's healing nicely. I think if they're penciling in a date and there is a little bit of actual ball work going on the pitch, that's a good thing. I'm going to go looking at the softly approach. I don't want him rushed back for the sake of a couple of matches. Let's just have a good, fully fit, ready to fire player. Even if it takes most of the rest of the season, I don't care about that as long as we start off next season with him fully fit and raring to go. It's been a setback this season. Let's see what we get. It's just hopeful, isn't it?
I mean, most of this is a lot of hope, right? In the sense of these injuries and when they'll be back. There was something else that I was really thinking about. In a 5 minutes time span versus Chelsea is all it took for Maddison to go down, Van de Ven to go down, Romero to get a straight red, and Udogie to get his second yellow. Or I believe his first yellow. I can't remember at that moment in time. But honestly, if I could go back and change, I would just man, those 5 minutes, that's tough, right? Those 5 minutes is like, so I can't wait for everything to be over in that sense. All those things. Romero's back, Udogie's back. Just need Maddison and Van de Ven back. And honestly, any news about Van de Ven is good news in my opinion, because I think we so need him. And this has also led to another little bit of news, Kuva, which is the fact of center backs in January. I do have a quote somewhere about this. I saw Dele Alli's back in training. Here it is. So, per whatever relevancy you want to give David Ornstein, or credibility, that this Spurs OTM has given David Ornstein a gold #1 medal. So whatever that means. It says on Tottenham transfer news via Q&A session, center back is the priority, and then potentially an attacker. You will have to see. Here we go. Let me make this a little bit better. Let me show more. You will have seen the Jota reports. I have no fresh update on him, but it shows Tottenham are considering multiple options. There may be little money to spend, but that doesn't mean Spurs cannot be creative to strengthen their squad on the center back. I don't actually think it requires someone like Dyer to leave, but let's see what the club's new look recruitment team, in conjunction with Postecoglou, Munn, and Levy, managed to do. And then there was as well, I believe, a quote. Yep, from Fabrizio Romano. So I would assume that this is also a guy that they would give one of those little gold medals to that has the #1 on it. He goes on to say, Ange Postecoglou confirms Spurs plan to sign a new center back in January. We might need to sign a center back, though, because at the moment we're on tender hooks in case something else happens there. So with or without Van de Ven, it would appear as though we do need to go ahead and grab another center back. Kuva, does this quote fill you with hope that we might go ahead and get a center back in January?
Yeah, hopefully. Certainly, because it looks like the likes of Phillips, even when he was fit, and obviously feels he's not quite ready for first team yet. So, meanwhile, we have your old mate Eric Dyer still at the club. So we already know there's obvious players for me to replace. Eric Dyer's one of the first on the list. He does not fit this system. In fact, does he fit any system really? Perhaps if you play parked in your own penalty area for 90 minutes and no longer, he might get away with it for a few games. But I think we're in a position where Ben Davies is probably somebody we'd look to hang on to for a year, just because he's not going to rock the boat and he will understand that he's going to be second choice at best. I think that'll be okay. Meanwhile, let's look for those longer term ones and replace the real wasters, which I think is Dyer. I think Hill needs replacing. I think he seems a nice enough kid and everything, but little bit of talent. But I don't see how he's really going to cut it in the Premiership. I really don't. He only played well against Villa because they gave him all the time and space in the world. But a lot of players can do that, given the space. I see who else needs to go. Skip, I don't think's up to the job, unfortunately. I like his attitude. I like that he's homegrown, but that's all there is. He's just a bit of a workhorse. So we've got obvious players we can replace right now. Some of them we can probably hang on to for another season because I think we kind of accept we are not going to do this rebuild in one window. Otherwise, we would have done it last summer, wouldn't we? So it could be a few little players still in the squad for next season that we don't think should be here. But that's the circumstances we're in. We've got a lot of places to fill right now, and the key is getting the right type of players in. Get the worst ones out. You replace your weakest players with players that fit what you want. If we can do that, we're in a stronger place again. And I trust Ange to bring the best out of them then. So I think we're going to be going much bigger guns next season. And players will be used to the style of play. I think we're in a good position. It's down to the board now. Are they serious about where they want to take the club or not? Perhaps January will hint towards that. If we do sign a couple of players in January, might turn a few heads. People might start believing we're actually are changing. If we don't, that's going to be the difficult time, because if we are trying to get players and genuinely can't get them because it's January, such as the selling team cannot get that replacement, much like Fulham didn't, the Paulinho transfer didn't go through, and I was told it was because Fulham couldn't get the replacement in. Was the replacement Højbjerg? I can't remember. The fact is, it didn't happen, and it's because of that reason. So I'm kind of chilled on what happens in January. If we get the players in, great. If we don't, my plan is to still hang on till the end of next summer. That's when we know for sure where we're going long term, because we'll have had 2 big windows to really address what the club's needed, and hopefully everybody stayed that we need in that time period, including the manager. Because although he picks up a lot of criticism from people, there is a wider football world out there that really like what he's been doing at our club. And there are fans from other teams that would snap him up in a heartbeat. We've got to make sure...
Listen, some of these United fans, Kuva, I don't know how much you get onto their channels, but they have been saying, imagine we can get a guy like POSTECOGLOU to come in and give us some kind of philosophy and identity and way of playing ball. And then I'm like, hey... My gaffer is excited that we signed Destiny Udogie, apparently. Anyway, I'm not going to dive back down there. Big up Bobby K with the Canadian Super Chat. Says, big up the Toasty Texan, sexy Scandinavian, and chat. And then he goes on to say as well, 100 people here, 58 likes. Look, I am seeing there's over 100 people across all 3 platforms here. So while you're here, go ahead and do the free 99 thing. Just hit that like, participate in the poll, hit a... subscribe if you're new, even if you're a rival fan and you just want to come here to banter us for whatever it is that we've done wrong to you. That is also A-okay. It's just when you start calling people idiots and then assuming what my standards are for my club, that's when I take it a little bit personal. And I think, hey, it's time Jacob says something about this. And I felt like I discussed it while keeping the vibes immaculate. He did not personally attack me other than saying you're an idiot for feeling the way that I felt. And if I had $1 for every time someone told me I was an idiot for feeling the way that I felt, Kuva, I'd have a lot of money. So I trust
like I said at the time, I consider that just standard rival fan banter sort of stuff. Bunch of idiots, Arsenal fans. Yeah, I know some that are good friends of mine I respect, except for their football opinion. Which you just got to throw them some shade out of default, by default, haven't you?
Yeah, it's the football tribalism, and I like that. When I played competitive sports, Kuva, I've always said this, that I performed better when my opponent was talking a little trash, because it made me the stakes were higher. Look at that, hit a like button. Well, the like just popped up right there, and I didn't even mean to do that. Big up George for the second super chat of the day. Says, I bow to Arsenal fans' knowledge clowns. Big up George. Thank you so much, YouTube member, and also super chatting us tonight. Big up, and thank you both for the super chats. Obviously, anyone who super chats, you get a little shout out there at the end. And I will always try to make sure I read your comments, etc., even if they're not super chats, because hey, it's holiday season. Save that money for your family. I'm just here talking my truth and enjoying myself, and apparently that is just not okay, Kuva. But we move again. There's also something we move on to as well.
Hey.
Can you guess whose son has more Premier League assists than? And I think a lot of people highly rate him at this club.
Is it going to be Harry Kane?
It's Mesut Ozil.
Oh no! Who would have thought?
No. Who would have thought?
Who would have
Young and
thought
Son
you would
have more
you would just
assists?
say, instead of going for another Spurs player, that you might have gone for a rival player?
Who would have thunk?
Who would have
Who would have
thought?
thunk it? Definitely not me, Kuva, but I find that a little funny as well because there was people always tell me Son's done, Son's this, Son's that, and I love it when people tell me who people are and then it just put them in a box, and guess what? The cat got out the box. George, big up, gifting one United Spurs of America membership. Luton Dan, welcome to the family, sir. You have been gifted a membership from George. Big up, George. Dubs in the chat for George. Stefan says, I'm thinking about doing the whole YouTube thing myself. Maybe I'll come on one of your member shows to start off, Jacob, if you have them. Stefan, I will say this. I am looking to do member call-ins. So you might get gifted one from George. You might get gifted one from Chang. But I will be in the future looking to do some membership shows. Hey, it'd be cool to get your debut, man. So look forward to that if you do do indeed join.
Seen Stefan popping up in the comments and
Yeah,
various channels for a
also,
while.
there's a question that says, Jacob, are you planning on coming over here anytime soon for a game? I was actually trying to go to the West Ham Newcastle. It was 2 home games in 4 days. So I was like, if I go out there for a week, because going there, it's either I take my whole family and then at that point, may as well just stay for fucking 2 weeks. Or if it's just me, I can get in there, stay for a week and come back. Trying to figure out what the best method is to do that. But financially, it just didn't work out this year. But next season, I will be trying, as soon as they release that schedule, I will be looking at it saying, hey, is there, because I want to try and make the most of it while I'm there. It would be really sick to go to at least 2 home games while I'm there. So that's kind of my target I'm hoping for. But we'll find out. We'll see when we get there. Yeah. Oh, look at that. George gifting another membership. Let's see who gets it. Let's see who gets it. Big up, George. That's 2 gifted memberships from George. Super chat and gifting memberships. Bobby K, frequent flyer on this channel here, go ahead and getting himself gifted a United Spurs of America membership. Hey, whether you're new, whether you've been here a long time, you just got gifted a membership, and Bobby K has been here for a very, very long time. But big up everybody who is in the house. Make sure you are hitting the like. I appreciate y'all sharing the love tonight on United Spurs of America. But look, I got some more things I want to talk about. And while I'm still slightly feeling the I have it somewhere here. Our manager's response. Maybe I should do this. This would be the more professional thing. While I scroll through my bookmarks and like, wait, what was the next piece of talking point? It was about ANGE POSTECOGLOU and how he felt about us locking up Destiny Udogie. But I can't seem to find it. And every time I go to try and look, there's George again gifting another membership. Again, it is random, so don't get upset if George is gifting memberships and it doesn't happen to fall in your lap. But big up George. Wait, where? I don't see it on the YouTube side now. It says future music. Future music.
Yep.
Hey, big up Bobby K. Patreon and YouTube aren't linked, so the fact that you're a Patreon member, they're not linked on YouTube, Bobby K, for what it's worth. Big up Lee Smithy. And big up George. That's 3 gifted memberships from George. Dubs in the chat for George. George of the jungle. Watch out. Here comes a membership. Did you ever watch that, Kuva? George of the Jungle? Did you ever see that?
I know of it. I didn't really watch it, though.
Oh, that's okay. Because guess what? I did find ANGE POSTECOGLOU's quotes about Destiny Udogie signing a new deal. Because while we're talking about how people feel about Happy Destiny Udogie Day, let's see what our gaffer has to say about just us locking up this very good player. Says, quote, really pleased with Destiny signing. Obviously, this is the first phase of us trying to build something, and the core of the group is fairly young and new to the Premier League. Destiny committing to us is an endorsement of it. This is part gets me so fucking yes, Kuva. And again, if you don't like it, suck on it. I'm gonna hit you with the WWE, haha. Back in 6th grade, that's what we used to hit you with that.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, good times. Destiny, committing to us is an endorsement of what he sees as a good place for his future. If this young buck didn't think this was a good landing spot for his future, he would not have committed to it. So Destiny committing to us is an endorsement of what he sees as a good place for his future. Real quick, I am going to take a moment and pause for the cause. George gifted another membership. George, that is 4 memberships gifted and a super chat. George, my guy is going in.
David Calvino this time.
David Calvino. David. Good evening. Good evening, I should say, to David Calvino. Welcome to the family. Big up George supporting the channel. It does mean a lot. The more memberships there are, the more love we can share. Yeah, and the more we can dance and celebrate extending Destiny Udogi long term. Big up George every single time. So Postecoglou goes on to say it's his first year in the Premier League. He's adapting to a new role. He understands that he is a willing worker and trying to improve himself, but he's also made an impact, which is a big thing for us. Great to have him commit to the club long term. It's something we want to continue to try and build on and hopefully keep the core of this group together for the coming years to build something special. Lock in, lock down. If it ain't nailed down, nail it down, because we're about to flip this whole thing on its head. And I think that's what's got these rivals a little bit concerned. I don't want to say scared. And, you know, some people are like, oh, scared of Spurs, no way in hell. I'm not saying you scared of Spurs. I'm just saying you starting to see the vision and you're like, hold on. That's a big boat that's about to arrive at this dock. This dock may not be well prepared, just like Arsenal was not and City were not. In their own backyards, we brought the boat of Tottenham Hotspur to harbor. And guess what? We just smashed your shit up and took a whole point home. We call us the El Banderitos of the Premier League. I'm enjoying it. George gifting another membership. My guy. How many is that now? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 memberships gifted from George. Big up, George. Happy holidays, my friend. Whatever you're celebrating, I appreciate you going above and beyond the Call of Booty and giving us some nice donations, supporting the channel. Who did that one go to, Kuva? Did you see? Rowan Kumar.
Rowan Kumar, yeah.
Big up Rowan Kumar every single time, my friend. Zapur's got a membership for 3 months. He's got the chat, says hello. Is this thing on? Big up every single time, Zapur. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up every single time. I appreciate you being here and using that membership chat. Can't wait to get you back on the channel. I know you were here once for a pop-up with Jacob. Haven't done a pop-up with Jacob in a while, but I am going to be looking to do a membership call-in show. I'm trying to figure out, I want to plan it in advance so that way members can try and like be there and I'm not just sitting here waffling for 45 minutes waiting for somebody to call in. So let me know, Zapur. We'll try and get that thing planned out. And Disintegration was a super chat. I believe the first super chat on the channel. Big up Disintegration. Hitting us with the $2.99 Australian dollars. Says 10 years away from the Prem. Ainge brought me back. He's been away from the Premier League for 10 years. Disintegration has no longer disintegrated, Kuva. We have picked up the pieces, put it back together. Good to see you in the house, first and foremost, Disintegration. And then also good to see you back in the Premier League, my friend, where you belong. I will say, I don't know you, but I'm going to go ahead and say is where you belong, my friend. So go ahead and step on up. Go ahead and step on up.
George, I'll tell you what, George is in the spirit tonight. I'll tell you that.
Just George, another one.
Yep. Scott Cairns this time.
Scott Cairns. Big up, Scott Cairns. Welcome to the family. As we hit an hour on the stream, that is absolutely fantastic. Make sure you are hitting a like. It is free. And big up George for gifting memberships. He out here playing like Santa Claus. He said, I see you, Chang, acting like Santa Claus. I, too, will buy people memberships. And you know what? I do appreciate that because not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, but technically you do get to keep more of the money from memberships than you do from super chats for what it's worth. So all your content creators that you do support, getting a membership, they get to see more of that than they do from a super chat, just for future reference, for what it's worth to those of y'all out there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's about 60% with a super chat, and I think 75% with membership. So
membership,
the more memberships, gifting memberships, always a good way. He says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Big up, George. we've got our own little Santa Claus here at the United Spurs of America. And big up, thank you so much. We've actually got a couple because y'all have been very generous and very giving to the channel. Yesterday had some really big super chats roll in as well. Look, I always say times are tough. Make sure you are taken care of first and foremost. Make sure your family's taken care of secondly, because you can't help them if you're not helped already. But big up, George. Hey, if you're gonna be here for the membership show, big up yourself right now. Yes, Janice. Yes. Hey, big up Rowan, gifting 5 memberships. Big up Rowan Kumar, longtime supporter, longtime member as well. Let's see, Levi Ellis, welcome to the family. Herbie Hurts Feelings. Hope your feelings ain't hurt tonight, Herbie, because guess what? You just got a membership. Mixed Mitchell, Daniel Horton, and Eli the Booker. Eli, what's up, Eli? What you doing here, my friend? But big up, you just got yourself a membership. Big up every single time. My earbud just informed me that it is about to die, so let me just switch on over to this one as I do this. See, look at this seamless production transition. No one even would have noticed if I didn't say anything.
You would have thought it was the same air.
Big up Rowan, big up George, big up everybody. Welcome to the United Spurs of America family. If you did just get gifted a membership, hit dubs for the man or the woman who just gifted that to you. George, again, hey, I'm loving the love here, y'all. Y'all are absolutely killing it tonight. Gifting another membership, Dave Tyson. I think soon the whole chat's just going to be full of green names at this point, Kuva.
I think you might get voted off your own channel, Jacob.
Hey,
so take over.
Dan knows the vibe. Rowan is so kind. This really is a Udoki Day party. And look at that. We're all celebrating. George is bringing the party favors. So big up George every single time. Yeah, Merving and YouTube on some funky stuff. But you know what? I didn't start doing the YouTube thing for the money. While it is very much appreciated and very beneficial to me and my family, I didn't start getting up here to make money. So that's why I didn't. Again, I could have done the clickbait. People were telling me, Kuva, this is your moment now, Jacob. This is your moment. Make the thumbnail. Jacob reacts to Lee Gunner calling him out. And I was like, bro, that's not what my channel is. This is your time to shine. Your time to get... I'm not like those other channels, in my opinion. I don't want that. I don't want people clicking on my channel because they think I'm going to beef with somebody. You know what I mean? That's not what I started. I didn't start this channel beef with nobody. Yeah, I give a little shit to Arsenal fans. What's of it? But to me, hey, this has been a beautiful journey.
The banter you have with some of the opposing fans, with the fraud, the word fraud thrown in there. That's just really funny stuff.
I love it. I love anytime the word fraud is used. That's one of my favorite pieces of banter now. So shout out all the frauds like Staffy. He's a fraud. First, when I think of frauds, I think TJ Warren TV as well. These are fraudulent folks.
Yeah,
They're good folks.
Big up to TJ. See, this is why I don't mind, bigging up fans from other clubs as well. Because if they bring a bit of fun with it, it's all good. It's a good place to be in.
Yeah. Speaking of a good place to be in, George is making this place a party tonight. He is absolutely killing it. Big up Derek Smith. Good to see you. George gifting another membership. Wow.
We know what Santa's real name is now. It's George.
Notice he didn't put Kringle at the end because it would have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's right. It would have been. Yeah.
I've always wondered if Santa has brothers, cousins, and their last name is, Kringle as well. Are they also... in the giving mood, or is that how Krampus was started? I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. Yeah.
What names would they have? That's the real question.
George, apparently.
Oh, George Kringle.
George, because George is out here giving all these memberships away. Look, that's why you want to be here, United Spurs of America. You may get yourself a free. TJ Warren has a corn tattoo on his arm. He says it's a grenade, but hey, that's a good one, Chippy. I'm using that. I'm stealing it. I'm going to say, bro, get out of here with that corn on the cob on your arm. Come on now. Hey, I love that, Chippy. Thank you for that. And thank you so much, y'all. Honestly, the starred section of shout outs, it's going to be a long list, and the top of the list is George. But big up George for all the donations. Rowan Kumar for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Disintegration, Bobby K. I appreciate y'all. Spurs King coming in here with a membership chat for 2 months. Says big up Jacob and Kuva. Always immaculate vibes. Hey, that's what we strive for. And even when I'm getting called an idiot and that I'm whatever else the words I forgot already. Tapped. What does that even mean? Like a beer keg when it's tapped and there's no more beer inside? Is that what he's implying? Can you inform me on the UK slang here?
I don't use that slang myself, but I'm assuming it's that. Who knows? I have to look it up to make sure. It's too street. I'm too old, mate. I'm not down with the kids.
Well, big up Spurs King member for 2 months here. Appreciate you chiming in as well. Look, I do appreciate all that, but I do have some more quotes and stuff that we want to go through. Kuva, again, this highlighted sentence here is the main fuel to my fire tonight, I would say. Just validating the experience. Destiny committing to us is an endorsement of what he sees as a good place for his future. Kuva, when I read that line to you, what does it mean? How does it make you feel? Does it give you any more confidence going into the future that pick up George, another membership gifted, hitting a thumbs up for George, everybody. Dubs in the chat for George, gifting memberships like crazy. Big up every single time. He's gifting 7-year contracts out here. Kuva. But anywho, back the question. Destiny committing is an endorsement of what he sees as a good place for his future. This is one of the things why I think I was so extra happy, because I see Destiny Udogie at the beginning of the season. After 5 matches, I said, this is a guy I can see Real Madrid coming in and scooping up. City, Barcelona, one of these clubs, big clubs that can lure players away from us just with their name and their badge. Those clubs are going to come sniffing around. And now what this contract also does is shore it up in the sense, now you got to give us 85. Now you got to give us a big fat check to come get him. You want him, and you got to spend big for him, which in January, if to my knowledge, there was a release clause that Man City was looking at triggering. So look, I'm just going to say, I still love the deal. Happy Destiny Udogie week is what I'm saying. Maybe, you know what? I'm changing the description of this video. I'm saying happy Destiny Udogie week, because it's not just a day, my friend. This is a whole movement.
David Shears asking if you could put the Lee's Destiny dance on again.
I'm going to have to clip that. I'm going to clip that little Destiny Udogie day. I'm going to absolutely have to clip that. Let me...
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to do that on my phone, Kuva.
When we play the Gooners next, just imagine if Udogie gets the winner. Guess what we could play then?
Say that again.
Just imagine when we play the Gooners that. Yeah, Udogie. Oh, sorry.
No, that is perfect. No, I keep talking. I'm like, yes, because now I absolutely have to cut it. I have to cut this video.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, as for Ange, what Ange said there, yeah, Destiny committing to us as an endorsement of what he sees as a good place for the future. This is just all good news. I mean, I don't care if that does sound like a press release thing. Well, it is a press release thing. But at the end of the day, it's a player that looks happy enough with the club to sign the new contract. It's a manager endorsing the player, saying he's part of the future of this club. We've got to. It's great that he's signed that contract, and it's also showing that the club is prepared to back the player. Every part of this is good. There's literally nothing there to criticise. Yet people try and find a way. Fair enough, it's from other clubs, so who cares what they say? This is good stuff for us.
Yeah, who gives a shit? That's I like that notion there. David Shear, Zapur, are you there? Are you able to screen record that man doing the dance? I could do it. Damn it, I should have been more prepared. I should have had just like that 2-3 seconds of him saying Udogie Day and doing the dance. That would have been a lot more fun. And that would have been a lot cooler of me, banter-wise. But we got Faisal hitting us with a super chat tonight. Says, we deserve all banter, especially new generation fans like me. Don't want to take all that banter, of course, but like hell, I give up on Spurs with Ainge, maybe on Levy. Look, I think we've all given up on Levy. And I don't think there's anything he can do that will necessarily change the way I feel about him. How many rights does he need until he's corrected all the wrongs that he has committed? I don't know the answer to that. I think it's different for everybody and different in that sense. But big up Faisal. I do appreciate, I don't know, is this Indonesia? I don't know the currency, but 50,000 of it, that's got to be kind of nice. So thank you so much. Zapur, no, not report. Are you able to screen record that Lee Gunner dance when he said Udogi? Because I closed the tab because I was like, I'm ready to move on. But maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have. I should have recorded
it's all good anyway, isn't it? If he's going to do the banter one way, then if it comes back the other way, just make it a little bit more in his face than it was in ours.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be like. And he'll take it. He'll take it. He doesn't mind either. You've got to have a thick skin to be on YouTube. Some things get said that shouldn't be, and then you can take issue. But with the rest of it, it's just a bit of fun. We're just fans. Keep it that way.
But that's what I find the most funny is I am just a fan. And yes, you are right. I am just a fan. But I don't know. I find it weird. Even like Spurs fans go after Spurs fans sometimes because of our opinions on the club. And it's like, if I had said the 180 degrees different of what I had just, does anything change at the club? That's like me being upset about who's the president of the United States. Does me screaming about it on the internet change who the president of the United States is? No, it does not. All it does is feed the hungry little fishies in the pond. And to me, that's what this makes me think of. It's like, why would I care about what tuna amongst a bunch of other tuna, what they're talking about? Tuna ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm a bear, baby. I eat salmon. I don't even want tuna. So hey, long may it continue. Let the tuna keep talking.
Look at it this way. It's all relative, isn't it? Your voice carries more weight on YouTube than mine does because you've got a channel with a 3K subscription. I haven't. I do.
Do you think
show with Bobby K and with Ben Kaufman on the coffee shop, and we generally don't even talk football. So, if anything, this is a novelty for me. But there we go.
I'm trying to find the dance again.
When Jacob goes quiet, there's something about to go down that's worthwhile. No.
Oh, I'm literally doing it right now. Screen recording. That's what I'm literally doing right now. So, hang on. Let me turn up the volume real quick. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, last part of this as well. Where Ange is just reiterating. Great to have him commit to the club long term. It's something we want to continue to build on and hopefully keep the core of this group together in the coming years to build something special. Now, that's the bit we should be buying into. If you don't believe in the chairman, at least believe in the manager. He surely wants it. Why would he bother with any of this? We've seen other managers come in and say, "Oh, I realise the situation and this isn't what the club necessarily wants." Ange's having none of that. He's not setting limits on where we should finish. He's looking big time. This is worth it for me. I do feel something special is going to happen here. Question is, how long can we fend off some of the really big clubs from trying to poach our manager and some of these players? All that's happened today with a doggy is a great thing. Well, not today, but when he signed the contract, it's good stuff. We are looking at the start of a long build. Now, what we've got at the moment is a team that I already feel really great about watching. 2-3 years time, what's it going to be like then? We are going to be flying. So all the banter we get now, save it up, give it back in a few years, give it back slowly, bit at a time. Let's see them tortured by the way we go to their places and beat them.
Yeah. Hey, long may it continue, Kuva. I do appreciate
and
that.
You know what? If everything I say, all these things, and I'm going to say we're going to win the league, I'm going to say we're going to win the FA Cup. Hell with that. At the start of every season, we're going to win the quadruple. I always say it. At the end of each season, has it affected me? No. Am I going to keep saying it? Yeah. Does it matter? No. I'm just a fan. And the worst thing that can happen is I'll just be wrong. And I'll look out the window and the world has not suddenly shattered. It's okay. I can be wrong. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Even as a content creator, like I'm perfectly fine with being wrong. Sometimes I'm right though. I said I want Mickey Van de Ven. I think he's a bright young star, budding defender in the Bundesliga. It would be nice to have a young kid like that. Even under Conte, I was saying that. So there's
You
really
know,
nothing.
what's my favorite bit for us recently on the show is when we were coming up to playing City, and you turned me round and convinced me that we couldn't lose 4 in a row, and eventually you convinced me, and then I just thought, you know what, I'm going with it, and then I predicted the 3-3. So between us, we were absolutely on it.
I know. I like the fact that you are wavering a little bit, as was I. But the more we talked about it, the more I just felt this happy. I would say this
Destiny
happy.
Adoji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
He's got to
fun.
score against them. He's got to now.
That's a fun one. That's a fun one. I like that one. I like that one a lot. You know, I don't know which one I like more: the Destiny Udoji dance or
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop that there. But you already know the message is there. But hey, can we all just enjoy Destiny Udogi week as Tottenham Hotspur fans? But I do like that. I do like that. Let me see. What else do I have from ANGE? Some more ANGE quotes. I'm going to briefly go through this because obviously Ben Davies is one of those guys. If you know me, you know how I feel about it. Hey, George, happy Udogi Day to everyone who celebrates. It's Happy Destiny Udogi Week as far as I'm concerned now. I'm doubling down. It's his year, my friend. It is his century. We are just living in it. Happy Destiny Udogi Day. Happy Destiny Udogi Day to everyone who
Destiny
celebrates.
Adoji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
I love that. I even saved the last part there, idiots, man, because that's really the
It's a
cherry on
reminder.
top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Keep that one there. Big up David Shear. That was for you. He says thank you. That was for you, my friend. Look, all I needed was Kuva just to talk a little bit about Tottenham Hotspur, and look how quickly I could just turn that into a clip. I just screen recorded it on my phone, edited it in, clipped it, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Yay, Udogi Day. I love it. Long may it continue.
And what's the worst that's happened from this being called out is you've been noticed. Oh, every content creator's worst dream. Somebody's
Oh
noticed
no,
you.
you're gonna click on the video. Oh no, it's hey, whatever works, right? But Postecoglu on Ben Davies, and there's still being a need to sign a center back. He says, quote, I thought Ben Davies was outstanding. He's getting a run of games. We've got to be mindful that he's not a center back. He's growing into that role. If he's not a center back, what the fuck is he? It says Ben is still adapting to it. He's done remarkably well. Center back is still a position, especially in our structure, where you need outstanding attributes. And we've been fortunate to have him that he has been able to adapt here. He is great at taking on information. He's been helped by having Romero back, and Vic has been taking on a leadership role back there as well. Vicario Sicario. This is why I bookmarked this. I was like, he's gassing up Davies, of course, because he's going to need Davies to put in a shift tomorrow. But what he's also saying here is Vicario Sicario is stepping into a role of leadership in the back there. It says also we need to sign. This is where he says the quote that Fabrizio Romano and everyone else was going with. We need to sign another center back though, because at the moment we are on tender hooks in case something else happens back there. So he's basically all we got. We kind of need to wrap Ben Davies in some bubble wrap. And if I thought I'd be saying that in the year at the very end of 2023, I would have told you what the hell's wrong with the club, because Davies, Dyer, I mean, Sanchez is gone, but Sessegnon, these are names, repeat offenders, as I like to call them. Hey, how many times are you going to steal from my candy jar? But
there's a few attributes that Davis has always had, even though I haven't rated him myself over the years. Sure, he's not got pace. We know that. So you put him alongside players or play him in a way where his pace doesn't get constantly exposed. Playing alongside a doggy with his recovery pace, that helps a lot. The fact that he has stepped into that central defensive role, Yeah, it is still very relatively new to him. He was bought as a fullback who was capable of playing in the middle, but it isn't his natural position. But talking of Ben Davis's natural attributes is he is brave. He will put his body on the line. He does listen. He doesn't cause trouble. Doesn't cause trouble for teammates or the manager. He's squeaky clean off the pitch as well. Model professional in that way. So if we're going to have this long rebuild and we realise we can't go out and sign, 5 world-class centre-backs in one window, we're going to have to rely on the man for a little bit. And I'm actually okay with that. I think Ben Davis, of the two, him and Dyer, Ben Davis is the keeper, isn't he? He's the one that causes you the least problems.
Yeah.
And he does a solid but uninspiring job, I'd say. Very underrated this season.
Some people were saying his game versus Newcastle was the best we've ever seen Ben Davies in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt. And look, while he is not the guy at the top of our list, he is doing a job that helped lead to a result. So, and quite frankly, he's all we got at this point.
Same with Richarlison. I don't rate Richarlison, but right now we need him. So there's no point completely slagging him off. He's come back, scored a couple of goals. I'm just going to say, look, hands up. I criticised you. I gave up on you. But you come back with a couple of goals. You get my back in again. If he's going to play, I'll back him to score again. Because it's a confidence thing. And sometimes being a fan, you've got nothing left but belief. Either you choose to hang on to it or you have despair. I'm done with despair. I am done with despair for this club. I'm going with belief. This is
that's the thing, but it's not just a choice for me right now, Kuva. It's literally a conscious decision that I am making because I'm seeing it. You're seeing it. Paul Hotspur Hippie, he's seeing it. Fans are seeing a shift within our club. And just because some fans want to either laugh about it, mock it, or act like it's not happening, doesn't fucking change what's actually occurring right now. It does take a long time for a successful thing to actually take shape. But guess what? Like any fucking portrait, you got to start with a circle. If it's a face, you got to start with a circle, and then you go from there. We have begun to start to draw our circle on the face of what is our trajectory, and that is what's making me so excited because I'm like, whether this picture turns out as beautiful as I'm imagining it to be, the fact that we're fucking drawing on a piece of paper at all, we weren't doing that last year.
Yeah,
that's what I'm enjoying. So happy Destiny Ugodi year to every single person out there.
Destiny Adoji, oh yes, oh Destiny Adoji Day, hey, idiots, man.
Happy Destiny Doji Day, everyone. Let's see what else ANGE POSTECOGLOU had to say before the big matchup. But there's Ben Davies. Not saying he needs to go in January, but he does need to go at some point. I did start this because obviously at any point when we talk about Christian Romero, it's obligatory. It's a contractual agreement at this point where I pretty much have to bring up whatever Cuti Romero says. So he goes on to say, quote, "I've been fortunate enough to live in a few different cities during my career, but nothing compares to London. It's a city with a brilliant story and, in my opinion, the world's capital. I love the people here, the diversity, and the history." He goes on to say, "I think London will always be home for me and my family, even when my career has ended. The city will always hold a special place in my heart because my son, the most important person to me, was born here in London. We are really happy here."
Hey,
I love it.
It's a little budding killer on the loose in about 20 years, isn't it?
The thing is, Romero has already crossed his ankles, nutmegged him, slide tackle on the kid, and he's, I don't even think 1 year old yet. So there you go. Cuti keeps the same energy. But I just like that, you know, it shows that there is something here more than just the club. The city really embraces players like Christian Romero, and I think about other players like Lucas Moura. You know, to my knowledge, doesn't he still have a house in London, if I'm not mistaken?
I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of ex-players do, don't they?
Yeah.
London's still got a lot of draw to it for a lot of reasons, but generally you need a bit of money to enjoy it, and the footballers do have a bit of money.
Yeah. The Arsenal 03 says, "Fuck you, Lee Gunner is the only true football fan." Love to see that. Hey, he's a football fan. He rates Destiny Udogi, so I do love to see that.
By that logic, though, that means that the Arsenal 03 isn't a football fan as well.
Yeah. Hey, Kuva.
You just called yourself out, mate.
You just said you're not even a football fan. But then I would ask this as a further probe, Kuva, if Lee Gunner is, in fact, let's assume this to be factual information here, the only true football fan, and that is an observation made by someone who is, by default of this statement, not a football fan. Does this person even know what constitutes an actual football fan then?
It's paradox.
You know what I'm saying?
Paradox.
If someone had never seen the first colors, how could you describe what it looks like? You know what I mean? It is quite a paradox.
Well, it's the smell, isn't it, mate?
Oh, definitely the smell. Big up the Arsenal. Very classy. Love to see you come in here. But you can hold that respectfully. It is Udogi Day, and we're going to do a little dance about it. But you've seen the clip enough. No need to overwork it. Also, Destiny Udogi spoke on Pedro Porro, which there was an interesting clip going around, Kuva. I don't know if you saw it, but after Pedro Porro got his assist, he didn't even run to celebrate with the team. He literally turns to ANGE, and then they both go, ah. They both did the photo that's been making the rounds. You know the one, right?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
This was ANGE doing that face to Pedro Porro, who's doing the same face because he loves doing that. You know what I mean? So he was doing the same face back to him. This is one of my favorite fucking photos of the year, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. That one's one of my favorite photos as well. We just got Pep Guardiola doing yoga
That's
poses.
always going to be funny.
It's always going to be good. Just like this. Hold that, Callum Wilson. Hold that. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting moment, which I wish I could show the clip, but I'd probably get hit with copyright. It was after they scored the goal from Pedro Porro's assist, he runs over to, and it was just like, man, they have this vibe about them that A is just so welcoming to see, and B just makes you feel like, fuck, if I'm sitting over here across the pond and I want to run through a brick wall for ANGE POSTECOGLOU, how the fuck would these players feel? Every day is just ANGE being like, you know, instilling in these players the feelings I feel by simply just being exposed to his press conferences. It's quite interesting. But let's see this quote he says here from Pedro Porro. His quote, "He is a good footballer. Most coaches will tell you that they want good footballers. I didn't see anything there that was an issue. A lot of people have always said that, especially with the way I get my fullbacks to play, that I haven't been at a club yet where the fullbacks haven't adapted, whether that was at Celtic or at Yokohama. Since I've been going down this road, very few have struggled with it. I think it's just probably the uniqueness of what they do that takes people back a little bit. But in terms of functionality of it, we try to make it as simple for the guys in that position. Then the quality we have both with Pedro and Destiny, they take it to another level altogether, because it's one thing for me to tell them to move into the areas we want them to move into, but then they need to show that they have the quality, and they've got it in abundance." So a little bit of a long-winded way to say Pedro Porro, Destiny Udogi potentially could be the best fullback duo in the league. Is there one better, Kuva? And maybe this is a bad question to ask a Spurs fan, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Struggling to. Of course, anybody that Man City puts out is generally going to be pretty useful. For a start, it's still got Kyle Walker there who can do the role. Right now, I think in terms of excitement, current form, and potential to go further, I think we've got two of the best. I really do. And you know that I'm really big about what happens with the wing backs. I've spent so much of my playing time at wing back or full back then, but I used to play at wing back style. I'd just get forward as much as I could. It's great to see. I think we're in a really good place there. Trouble is injuries, as we've seen. When they do go missing, we haven't got a really good backup for either flank at the moment. I'm quite happy with the likes of, I've never thought I'd say it, but the likes of Emerson Royale to drop in when absolutely needed, and we just need somebody to see a game out for a right back slot. I'm okay with that for a season. He isn't good enough, but it's what we got at the moment. I think the priorities, like I said earlier, for me, priorities centre back. I think a left wing to replace Hill, who I don't think's ever going to make it in the Premier League, and a striker of some sort, somebody else that knows how to put the ball in the net on a regular basis. Rishi has come back with promise, looking fit, but he's never been a prolific goal scorer. I think we do need somebody else that can come in. Maybe it's a Maddison type who can play that creative midfield role, but also has an eye for goal. We do need somebody like that, somebody with that kind of confidence and swagger as well. But I mean, everybody's after players like that.
Speaking of after people like that, Roadman, first time I've ever seen this person here, which again, it's just funny when people, it's the first time you see them here and they tell you what you say and what you feel when they've not listened to maybe 10 minutes of you talk. He brings up saying Lee is like Sava. He'll give it to you. He'll give it you the reality. He'll give it you the reality. Learn to fucking talk, first of all. It won't be all nice and sweet about it. These two love fantasy land. Lee would make them Fulf. Don't know what Fulf means, but Roadman, I would say this. I don't give a fuck what you think about the way I say or do anything in my life. I got a clip for you. It's very simple.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So hold that, Roadman. You took time out of your day to come in here and talk some bullshit, blowing off two other grown men. Get a life, my guy. These YouTube cocksuckers, man, they just follow. Oh, Lee said this. Oh, Lee can't be wrong. Bro, get a life. Let Lee be his own man. Let him talk his own shit and have his own battles. I understand you little roadmen. It's perfectly named title for your name. Just a roadman. You just travel. Wherever Lee goes, you just follow like it's one of those cartoon pies, and the scent is so elusive. You have to follow the trail. Roadman, what I also would say is, he says, you obviously love unicorns and rainbows. What's wrong with unicorns and rainbows, my guy, first and foremost? I know plenty of people who think unicorns and rainbows are perfectly fine aesthetics as well. So look, Roadman, I would say this. You can absolutely hold that. Because you come in here and yeah, Lee would cook you. Bro, do you think I care? I think you care more than I care. Lee would cook me. What does that even mean to you? Because I guarantee it doesn't mean the same thing that you think it does to me. Yeah, look at these guys. Simping for Lee Gunner. What a choice to make. Look, you can simp for whoever you want to simp for. But it's just funny to me when people say, oh, this is what you want. This is what you like. This is that. Bro, you don't know shit. You just simply... exactly what has been said, a roadman. I'm not rattled. Bro, I told you could hold that. You come in here spewing some bullshit, I'll hit you right back with some bullshit. I'll meet you on the same vibe, bro, man. Matter of fact, you're a Leicester fan. Fuck are you doing here? You ain't even in the Premier League, bro. You up here simping for Premier League clubs and rivalries between Premier League clubs. Bro, you need to go fight with Leeds, my guy. Go fight with Southampton. What are you doing here? Getting cooked on YouTube. What an achievement. Look, I've got, oh, man. A roadman is a street rat dole dosser. You call the bums waste of space. I think that's what they're called. You can't handle the truth. Bro, what truth? This truth that they're talking about, I don't even know what it is. It sounds to me more like the rainbow and unicorn than we've ever talked about. I don't know what I've ever said that was factually not true either. Anytime I've ever spoken about it, I've always said, you know, what the truth is and how I feel about the truth.
Everybody's truth is only true to themselves. It's not factual. It's factual is something else. That's something that indisputable. If you're going to have opinions and call it truth, you can. If you're going to have opinions and call them facts when it's something that hasn't happened yet, you're wrong. So, you know, take what you want, but why would get rattled over that?
I do like this from Batu. Says, truth is, we took your best player and you took Winks. So hold that as well. And apparently he's their best player now. So our Deadwood is this man's club's best player this season. So you can absolutely hold that as well. So that's quite funny. Look, I don't want to give any more attention to this subject, but hey, happy cooking day as well. I don't even know what that means to these people. Like, bro, I do have to cook dinner at some point. Is that what you're referring to? I don't know. But look, got some more things I want to go on. We do got to do score predictions and goal scorers, Kuva, at some point. So maybe we should get to that. Let me make sure I didn't have anything else from ANGE POSTECOGLOU. Oh, Dele Alli's training. Back in training with Everton, so that's very welcoming to see. Big up Dele Alli. Hold hope you're doing well. What is this? Lee, don't hold back, so watch out or else we would speak his truth. Do you know English?
That's the point. It's his truth.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's not my truth. It shouldn't be
Don't
your
give
truth,
a fuck, bro. Jacob, we want to celebrate the anniversary of Destiny extending his contract next year. Hey, this is the dance we all got to
Destiny
get.
Doji. Oh yes. Oh, Destiny Doji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
I love it.
It's one of my favorite celebrations.
That's one of my
already.
favorite. Yeah, Destiny Udoji Day. That's one of my new favorite ones. And Falf is definitely the word of the day. You can absolutely hold that. The Arsenal and whoever else it was, I don't even remember their name. That was like, oh, the Leicester fan, whoever they were. Hold that as well. Postecoglou did speak about Christian Romero's challenge on Callum Wilson against Newcastle. Says, quote, I thought it was as clumsy as anything else. He knows that. Very simple, very to the truth. It was clumsy, and that's just that. So big up.
Yeah, I think, as usual, I think a lot of our own fans seem to be more keen to see Romero sent off than the referee was. I think that's a little bit silly, but, each to their own. I think people just love sensationalism and controversy, and, that's why they'll tune into the shows where people are just having an outright argument and chair throwing and stuff. People love train wrecks. So get that happening on the pitch as well. It's entertainment. Well, it is entertainment, isn't it? Red cards and everything. It is, without doubt, it's huge drama at the times. But I don't see the point in getting on his back about it. He didn't get sent off. That is the fact.
Yeah, that is the fact. It wasn't a red card. It was a yellow card. And just like any other yellow card foul, I do believe I need to stop looking at the chat crew. It's funny.
I know. Trouble is you can get drawn in and then you suddenly end up on an argument.
Why so scared of Lee's truth? This guy acts like Lee's truth is a weapon of some kind. Like, bro, he is a guy with his opinion. Let him have it. Jesus Christ. This is so silly. Yeah. Perchy texted me. Bro, you should have clickbaited the fuck out of that Lee Gunner thing. Hey, it is what it is. I didn't intend for this video to all be about Lee Gunner, but, his children have showed up in the masses, so they've kept the conversation going. It's quite fun. But ANGE POSTECOGLOU on Heung-Min Son said, nothing's really surprised me about Sonny. As I say, I've known him a long time. His qualities as a player are pretty evident to anyone who's been following the Premier League and world football. I had the advantage of already having a glimpse into him as a person. I guess the only new thing for him is that he's taken over a leadership role within the group, and he's taken to that really well. He's embraced the extra responsibility both in and around the culture here, but also during games when we've needed him to step up. There's also a clip that was making the rounds on Twitter, Kuva, and it was the clip of Sonny being very vocal with the other players on the pitch. And it was like, the same thing, I think I quote tweeted it and said, they told me so many things about Son. And one of them being, he's not vocal enough. He's not mean enough. He don't look like a nice guy when he's complaining and yelling and gesturing to the other players that they've messed up in some way. Big upside dancer.
Hey, you know what, Jacob? I was one of the players that doubted him for a captain because I've got my opinion on what I like to see as a captain. Somebody that strikes a bit of fear into the other players and commands respect for everything they do, even when they garner that kind of fear of not doing what they want. Now, Sonny, I didn't think would be really that great at doing it, but he's proved me wrong. So I was wrong. Well done, Sonny. I'll just love him more now. I really do. He's become Captain Fantastic for us, as well as a really great player. What more can I possibly ask from the bloke now? Nothing. Just keep scoring some goals. Everything else is going well.
Yeah, it is. This comment, this guy, I don't know what you on, my guy, but it's quite hilarious. It says, we all know the truth. You'll learn soon. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. First of all, ain't no hands feed me but these two fucking hands right here. So I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Yeah. But how about the Arsenal puts in a super chat? That will be feeding you then, wouldn't it? He might have a point then.
Put in a super chat, and then when I back talk to you with the Arsenal, then you would be correct. I'd be biting the hand. Good point there, Kuva. Very good point there. Nate says, can I gift this Arsenal guy a membership? It is. I wish you could specifically do it because I would tell you to do it. But Nate, I don't think that you can. Big up, Nate. Look, I think Sonny's pretty undeniable. The last thing here that I want to go on before we do our score predictions and goal scores is what did my wife just text me? Uh-oh, am I in trouble? See, this is actual opinions that I do care about, Kuva.
Yeah, that's one you better listen to. Yeah.
She says we still need dinner before bedtime, preferably. Oh shoot, and it is 6:22. So yeah, I think I do have to end it there. So I'm not going to go over this Brennan Johnson quote. I lied to you all. We are not going to do the Brennan Johnson quote. We are going to do now.
Quick score prediction then maybe.
Yeah, man. Everyone in the chat, this is the time. Get your score predictions, your goal scores in. And yes, that includes you frauds, you Arsenal fans in the chat. You can participate as well. Right now, get in your score predictions, your goal scores. I'm going to ask Kuva. He's going to share his. And then I'll share mine. And then we'll just bid adieu and look forward to tomorrow, which I will have a post-match reaction to, win, lose, or draw. I will be here speaking my shit. And probably still dancing about the Destiny Udogie signing. Long may it continue. Kuva, the floor is yours.
Okay, we're still a little bit fragile at times defensively. We do concede chances. It's actually quite a tricky game away at Forest, especially at night, weekday and at night time. They have a very passionate home crowd, get behind the team better than a lot of other sets of fans do. So I think it's going to be quite a challenging game, but I'm just feeling the vibe right now. I just think we're going to be scoring goals and come away with a 3-2 win. Entertaining game. That's all I'm seeing now. I just think every time we play, it's going to be something worth watching. Long may it continue.
Long may it continue.
And Sonny with a brace and Richie with the other one. That's what I'm going to go for.
Get in. Do you have a wait? Did you say clean sheet?
No, 3-2.
You said 3-2. So Sonny with a brace for Charleston with one. Fun little entertaining game there at the Nottingham Forest grounds. I don't even know what the fuck they call it. The Forest? The thick of it?
City ground.
Chippy O'Napoli rather coming in with a super chat says, in the name of the Lee, the Gunner, and the Holy Twits, Arteta. That's a little for any people Christianity, Catholicism, they do the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. This is a little ode there to all the fans here of Lee Gunner. Hey, keep being fans. The guy does a lot of work on content, so keep supporting him. Keep hitting the likes. Go subscribe to Lee Gunner. That's what it's all about, you know.
I've got no problem with Lee Gunner. He's entertaining. Don't agree with him with most.
I love his dance moves. Have you seen him, Kuva?
Yes. No, I don't think I have.
Oh, here you go.
Doji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Doji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
Love it.
I like that.
Love the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel monetarily. Let's go to the chat and see what score predictions we've got going on here. The whip speaks, better sort it out. Yep, I am sorting it out. Will not keep going. Yeah, hang on. I should actually text her back before I keep doing this. Yes, I will be done soon. Hopefully that's okay. First prediction we've got here from Tony Bones. THFC says 6-0. The Arsenal says you deserve to support Spuds. Appreciate that. I do deserve. I love my club. Rich says 3-1 Spurs. Udogi hat trick. Hey, get in, Rich. Love to see it. Happy wife, happy life. Yes, I know. That's why I'm rushing through this, my friend. Big up David Shear for being here. 3-0 Sun hat trick from Side Dancer. Yanis Rubelis says 3-1 Spurs. Love to see that. Bobby K's got 4-1 Spurs. Sonny Brace, Richie, and Pedro Porro on the score sheet. Merovingen 1980 says 3-1 Sun, Kulu, and Davies on the score sheet. Okay, a little cheeky Davies on a set piece. David Shear says 4-1 again. Shared around. Johnson to score. Love to see that. Do as Bobby K says, hit a like button before you head out. I will be redirecting this video on over to 3 Spurs Boys as soon as we are done here because they're doing a pop-up show over there. And I want that channel to hit 1K. So if y'all could help that happen tonight, that'll be absolutely immense. But let's see what else. Some more of these predictions. Batu's fancying Richie to score again. I would hope so. Got to build on that confidence. Could you imagine he hits like if he got another brace or a hat trick, and then we're talking about 5 goals in 2 games for Richarlison? Would we all then do the proo, or what are we thinking, Kuva?
Hey, you know what? End of the day, he's still a professional footballer. He plays for our club. He's just scored a couple of goals. His confidence is surely boosted. Maybe it's time to make up for a few of those misses from earlier in the season. So, yeah, I'm going to show him a bit of love as well. I'm backing him to score. I think, why not? Why can't he do it? Just have a little bit of a run with a few goals. We're certainly creating chances. Team's playing well. He can bundle a few home. He's not the greatest player in the world, but you know what? He doesn't have to be. Just pick himself up and be the best he can right now. That can be enough. Yeah.
Big up, Richie. Come on now. Give us some goals. I mean, if we end the season with 15 Richarlison goals, we might be saying, hey, maybe if he can give us 15 again next year in a supplemental role. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Let's just focus on the next match. And, Richie, I need you to answer the call because you had a good game. You could have had a better game. Let me see you have a great game. Zapur's got a 5-0, says, but what I really want is a clean sheet for Vicario because he deserves it. Would love to see it. Yanis Rubelis already with the 3-1, but says Son, Richie, and Johnson to get the goals. Love to see that as well. George says, I think Arsenal win every game 5-0. I saw the numbers, so I thought it was actually something. Bob Down Under says, there are builders and wreckers in this world, Jacob. You are a builder. You talk to us nicely. Hey, big up, my friend. I appreciate you saying that because, you know, at the end of the day, it's all love. And, yeah, man, that's that. It is all that. Let's see what any more score predictions. In the thick of it stadium, Thickshire, England. Yeah, I think it was something like that. Happy Lee Gunner, the Truth Day. That's a fun one. Y'all are hilarious. Hypo Noise says 0-5 Tottenham all the way. Double for Johnson and a worldie for Poro. Bob Down Under's got 4-0 Spurs. Richie 2, Sonny, and Ugodi with 1. Talk to me nicely indeed. Ellie, just a girl, loves Spurs, says Forrest 0, Spurs 2, Kulu and Johnson. Love to see that. Any more score predictions in here? Derek Smith says, I'd like to see Johnson score. Would love to see that. Lee Gunner can cook and he can dance. What a guy. What a catch. Go ahead and scoop him up off the market if he's not already because he can cook and he can dance. David Calvino, 5-1. Kulu Kuti, Brendan Johnson, and Sonny with a brace.
Nice.
Kuti goal. Love to see that.
Take some of that all day long. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hope for the next stream, the team going to give us some good vibes for all of us. I'm okay with 2-0. I'll take a 2-0. I'll take a clean sheet and a win as well. But big up Faisal. There will be a stream tomorrow after the game at some point. So win, lose, or draw, the vibes will be immaculate, and you can come here and get yourself a dose of it. You're going to be talking to me like Oliver Twist. Please, sir, can I have some more? And then More, and I'll give you some more. How about that? Nate Pie, 4-0. Go 10 to the family. Disintegration with a 3-0. Love to see it. 5-0 Spurs. Another Richie double. Johnson, Poro, and Basuma for Donovan. Love to see that. Nick Brown says 3-1 Spurs. Johnson to score. Love to see that as well. And the Arsenal is here to change our minds and make us see the truth. The truth of the matter is, happy. There's a few clips that I do want to play here. Honestly, Arsenal, I got a clip. And this is you. All night in the chat. This is you.
Ow! Big man, you're done at it.
You are done out here, my friend. That is a automatic ejection. You're out of here, my friend. I'm not going to time you out because I think it's silly, but you're out of here, my friend. Go ahead and hit the showers. Lisa says, I'm thinking they'll sit somewhat deep, maybe a howler from Basuma or Sar. I'd love to see that. We'd love to see that, absolutely. Yeah. Johnson will get 2, says Disintegration, and Faisal has 0-2 for Spurs. I mean, obviously, big up every single time. Look, Faisal. For me, I will say this. I think we're going to go out there and absolutely dominate, or that we should. I expect us to build on the confidence we gained from the Manchester City, the anger that we felt from the Villa and the West Ham, and then the confidence that we built up versus Newcastle. Look, some people will say Newcastle C team. I say Newcastle hold that. You're supposed to be one of these big clubs. People saying, oh, they're going to take Spurs' big spot in the Big Six. I ain't hearing none of it. You can't even. What'd you do? What'd you do versus us? Best thing you got right now is some young child named Miley Cyrus, and long may he continue. He's actually a baller. He's a big boy for, I think, 17 years old. Nice little kid. But hey, I will say this as well. I think regardless of how they play, we're going to go out there and bring our game plan to them, which is everything that you've seen thus far. Front foot, runs in behind, runs through, underneath. Find the space, occupy it, create the pass, switch the play, whatever you want. It's not going to be individual brilliance tomorrow. It's going to be a team collective brilliance. So for me, Kuva, I'm saying why not 3-1? And I'm saying 1 just because they're going to get something little cheeky, a little cheeky something, you know. We offer up lots of opportunities for everybody. So why not? Go ahead and have one. They'll get
time
one.
for giving. Give them a couple of goals because it's Christmas.
It is Christmas.
We're going to take our 3. So it's a fair.
Christmas. It is Christmas, Kuva. You are spot on there. But look, y'all, this has been an absolutely fun stream. I hope y'all have enjoyed it as I have. Is episode 113 of the Untitled series, also known as the Immaculate series. We are 8 likes away from hitting 100 on the live stream. So big up to everyone who in the future will hit the like, and big up to the 92 of you that already have hit the like to help us reach that target of 100 likes on the live. And then also obviously shout out to everyone on playback. Y'all do come in here and y'all smash up the likes. There's about 60 people, Kuva, that watch on playback. So big up to y'all who do that, or at least 50, 60 of y'all that hit the like. So I do appreciate y'all immensely. Look, that is going to do it for me. I got to go get dinner sorted, unfortunately. But look, it's been fun. I appreciate the banter. Again, shout out to Lee Gunner. Make sure you are subscribed to the guy. But before I say what I've got to say, just one more time for the people, Kuva.
I think so.
Destiny Adoji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
Love it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your evening, a blessed tomorrow. And look, we play in less than 24 hours, so let's go get that green dub, ladies and gentlemen. So as always, wait, I got to end the poll. 134 votes in the poll and only 92 likes. That's 40 people that didn't like the video but partake a vote in the poll. And 87% says Spurs win, 4% says Spurs lose, 3% says draw, and 6% says shame on Jacob for enjoying his club. And there you go. That's going to do it for the polls results. 134 votes and only 92 likes. What are we doing here? Absolutely shameful. More shameful than doing a Destiny Udogi Day dance. But hey, that's neither here nor there. As always, folks, hit a like on the way out. I hope you are too blessed to be stressed tonight, tomorrow, and every day in the preceding future. My earbud just died, so I'm going to do it there, y'all. As always, stay blessed, fresh up the less, and come on, you Spurs. Kuva? Wait, I had to stop the outro. I didn't say thank you, Bobby K. Thank you, George. Thank you, George, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7. Thank you, Disintegration, for the super chat. Thank you, Rowan Kumar, for the 5 gifted subs. And then let me continue back to saying thank you, George, again. And thank you, George, again. Thank you, Spurs King, for the membership chat. And thank you, George, again. And thank you, Faisal, for the super chat as well. Membership, super chat. And it's Chippy. Chippy O'Napoli hitting us with a super chat as well. Thank you. I almost let the whole stream play, and I was like, wait, I didn't even say thank you to those of you who spent money. So big up.
Oh, come on. Another hour, Jacob. Blame the fans.
One more hour. I am going to play the outro again. Apologies for that, y'all. But when I do send you over to 3 Spurs Boys, please go hit a like and subscribe. I want to see them hit 1K as soon as possible. Let's see them hit 1K expeditiously. But until next time, folks, take care, stay blessed, fresh, all the above, and quotes.